Well, today I'm going to talk about something uh, which is not very common in my country, especially India. I want to talk about open source softwares which are free. Their source code is available for all of us to see, to alter, to change as per our needs. And why it is not growing so much in India? I think it is not growing from what I have experienced. I live in UP and I have seen no one running Linux or something like that. Actually, it's not Linux. It's GNU Linux, GNU Linux. So I don't generally see people running Linux on their computers, which is totally fine. There is nothing wrong with running Microsoft Windows apart from them taking all of your data and calling it telemetry, but still it's fine. Okay, so you can run Windows and it will run fine on your computer. But the thing is that uh, what open source was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I had an HP laptop, HP BW098AU to be exact, and on that laptop I was running Windows 10, and it was very slow. It used to struggle to open Chrome, and I used to struggle when at that time it was uh, I think it was COVID, and I think every teenager has that hacker phase in his life when he discovers what Kali Linux is and he tries to install it on his computer. First, he tries some virtual machines like VirtualBox or something, and then he successfully, after trying 1 day, maybe 2 day, he successfully boots up a Kali VM, and then he starts running all sorts of commands. There are YouTube channels like TechChip. He sees some tutorials and he starts going crazy that uh, uh, that he can do a lot of things like uh, I don't especially I don't like remember what I was trying to do. I think uh, I was doing something with Metasploit framework. What was it? I made a uh, reverse TCP. Yes, it was reverse TCP APK. I made a reverse TCP APK with Metasploit, and then it hit to me that why not daily drive Linux, and then I googled that which Linux distro I should daily drive, and I found out about Ubuntu. It was like around, I don't know, it was 2019 or 2020 maybe, and I started using Ubuntu. It was good. At that time, I think Ubuntu was good. I don't know what other um, people will say or what the other opinion generally is in India, but at that time Ubuntu was really good. The performance I was getting on that computer was good. Then I discovered Wine. I was super into gaming at that time too. I used to play Just Cause 2 on that computer. Although it was super crappy, it has, I think, Radeon graphics. It was an AMD APU, so it had Radeon graphics, and Just Cause 2 used to run fine. I still have that game on. Had that game on this CPU I have here. It is also very old, but it is still runs Ubuntu server fine. Maybe I will upload a tutorial related to how you can run your own server, and you can maybe host a Samba file system on it, and you can also host several other types of things on it, like a Jellyfin server to serve media uh, onto your local what is it called? It is called, I think, local server would not be a right term for a local network. How you can host a Jellyfin server? It is like a media server on your local network, and you can serve media to all of the devices connected to your Wi-Fi network. There are several other things you can do with the server too. It is uh, like you can block ads all over your network using something called Pi-hole. Was it Pi-hole? No, I think Pi-hole was the VPN which I am using right now to access my home lab server. Out of When I am out from my home, I can use Pi-hole, and what it does is on the okay, let me show you what I am talking about. I have this CPU over here, and this runs a server. I have a server which runs on this CPU, and using Pi-hole hosts a WireGuard VPN, using which, and using that Pi-hole software, what I do is I have a router. What it does is it port forwards a port from my local network to outside network to the global internet, and then I can use the WireGuard app on my phone to connect to my home lab VPN, and then I can route my traffic from outside internet to my home lab and then to my router here. Okay, I don't know if it makes whole lot of sense, but maybe I would try to make a comprehensive guide about on how to do it, how to achieve this kind of home lab integration uh, in a future video. So, but that is not the whole point of this video. The whole point of this video is why is open source and Linux and all this sort of thing not very popular in India. I think a lot of this has to do with how conservative sort of mindset people have with computers. What I see generally is people know two things here with computer. First, they know that do you know computer? It's like क्या तुम कंप्यूटर चला लेते हो? You say yes, I can run a computer successfully. What they see as having computer skill is that can you run Windows? It's not can you operate a computer. I think can you operate a computer is totally different from can you run Windows. Running Windows is something. I mean, you can give me BSD. You can give me BSD and 7 days, and I will know most of the things about BSD, basic commands. I can set up a graphical environment on it. Heck, you can even give me something like KISS Linux or Gentoo Linux. I will end 7 days, and I will tell you everything related to how I can operate that operating system. It is not some kind of rocket science that how you operate an operating system. The real thing is that do you actually know that the machine that you own, how do you actually what is the proper way in which you should be using that machine. What I feel like is that people here see that if your computer goes wrong or something in your computer goes wrong, you have to take that computer to a shop maybe, and then what he will do is he will have a pen drive and then he will format your C drive, and then he will reinstall that Windows again, and then you can again run a pirated cheap copy of Windows, and then you can go on with life and watch YouTube videos. But now what I see is objectively better. Okay, so you can always run Arch, and say I use Arch by the way, but what I think you can do in place of Arch is you can see my dad has a very old laptop, the same laptop I talked about, HP BW098AU. What I did on that laptop, I asked my dad that if I install Microsoft Windows 7, it will run fine, but what is wrong with Windows 7? The thing is that it has a lot of vulnerabilities. For example, there is one vulnerability, I don't remember exactly, it's something like CV something, and it is a Samba server related vulnerability. What it does is it capitalizes on the Samba service port, and then you can exploit that port, and what you can do is you can gain access to a reverse shell sort of something into that computer. So what I told him that it will not be very secure, and you should try NTX Linux. It is a very lightweight distro. I think I should make a video on this Linux distribution. I personally have used it a lot on that computer, and the experience was just I don't think you can get that sort of experience even with something like XP or even Windows 7. It is very smooth. You have the APT package manager, and also you get a window manager. I think there is Fluxbox on it. There is ICE window manager on it. I mean, it is a complete operating system. It is a full-fledged operating system. You can even play games like Super Tux Kart on it. Although some people would not like playing games like Super Tux Kart, but it is a good game. I think it is better than, I mean, playing pirated games and getting virus on your computer. It is obviously better than it. So what I generally feel like is if you have a computer, what you can do is you can maybe try running some sort of distro. So I would suggest you to start with Linux Mint. Obviously my PC was old, and it did not hold up well with that distro Linux Mint, but you can try Linux Mint, and after it you can gradually transition to the meta of Linux distros. By meta I mean basically the meta of Linux distro from my perspective is Debian and Arch. At the end, most of the people settle with either Debian or Arch. Although I still distro hop. 2 days ago I was thinking of hopping from Arch to Artix, but then I thought it would be a lot of mess, and I am currently going through my GE prep, so it will not be it would not be objectively better for me. Like I installed Arch some days ago. I was completely. Uh, to be fair, I had nothing to do. I had Microsoft Windows 11 on my system, and it was giving me, you know, uh, a bad feeling about my security. I don't know what to say about it, but it's like sometimes you feel like uh, all everything related to the way you operate a system has to change. So I uninstalled Windows. I not to say uninstall, but what I did was I flashed Arch on a USB, and then I completely wiped my Windows partition, and then I installed Arch, and it was good. I followed a tutorial. It was from some channel. I don't remember exactly. I think it was Mental Outlook. I followed the tutorial, and after it, I have almost installed Arch. I think I have installed Arch for the 10th time, and I still distro hop to this day. If I find a good distro, most probably I will distro hop in the next 24 hours. But that is the thing you get with Linux. You find something good. You can basically distro hop without losing your data. You can partition your home directory into some other partition, and you can basically distro hop. You can try all sort of package manager. You are basically free with whatever you want to do. And some people would counter me that oh, I have lots of Steam games I want to play on my system, but that is not a problem. For right now, I have a Steam game called Battlefield 1, and from my benchmarks, that game runs exactly same. Um, Someone's on Reddit said to me that I think the comment was 1 year ago. Someone said to me that Battlefield 1 doesn't runs as smooth as it runs on Windows. But from what I have seen, I have a GTX 1650 graphics card, and that thing runs. I think it runs more smooth. There is one issue I faced. What it does is when the game loads and when I load into a lobby, first of all, I live in India, so finding a good BF1 server is like finding a needle in a haystack. So after queuing for a long time, if I find a good server and there are almost 64 people in it, then it would take like 2 to 3 minutes to you know optimize Vulkan cache and making shader cache. But after it makes cache, the game runs smoothly. There are no sorts of problem with running games. And now some people would come at me with arguments like there are no video editors on Linux, or how would I go with editing audio or something like that on Linux. So I mean, there are always alternatives if you are trying to find. I would say Kden Live is good for your daily needs, and if you want to go really hardcore into video editing, you have DaVinci Resolve. Also for audio, you have Audacity, but I would not recommend using Audacity. You have other audio related tools too. I mean, if you want to find, you can find everything you want to do on Linux, everything you want to do on Windows, and there is a good alternative of it on Linux as well. And you can always try Gentoo too if you want to quote unquote mine Monero on your system. I don't know why I made this video, but most probably I would try to upload some more content on this channel and hopefully revive this thread channel. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much.